Before you quit your job to trade for a living, watch this. Picture this for a moment. It's Monday morning, your alarm rings at 6 a.m. You drag yourself out of bed, get dressed, fight traffic for an hour, and arrive at a job that barely pays enough to cover rent, food, and bills. Then, sometime during the day, you open your phone and see a screenshot on social media. Someone made $2,300 trading Forex in one morning, and instantly a thought enters your mind. Why am I still working this job? You start imagining a different life. No boss, no office, just you, your laptop, and the freedom to make money from anywhere in the world. And then another thought appears. Maybe I should just quit my job and trade full-time. Now look, if you've ever had that thought, you're not crazy. Millions of people around the world are thinking the exact same thing right now. But before you make a decision that could change your financial future forever, there's something you absolutely need to understand. Because here's the thing. Trading for a living is possible, but the way most people approach it almost guarantees failure. So in this video, we're going to break down the real truth about quitting your job to trade for a living. Not the Instagram version, not the motivational quotes, the real numbers, the real psychology, and the real strategy that professional traders actually use. Because by the end of this video, you're going to understand whether you're truly ready to trade full-time, the financial math nobody talks about, the psychological pressure that destroys most traders, and the smarter path to financial freedom through trading. And if this video helps you think differently about your financial future, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because this channel is all about building the profitable mindset. Alright, let's talk about the truth most people never hear. The fantasy versus the reality. Look, the internet has created this powerful illusion, the idea that trading is the ultimate escape plan. Quit your job, open a trading account, and start printing money from your laptop. But here's what most people don't realize. According to research published by the Brazilian Securities Commission, which studied day traders over several years, 97% of traders who tried to trade for a living actually lost money. Let that sink in. 97%. Now, you might be thinking, yeah, but those traders probably didn't know what they were doing. Maybe. But there's another statistic that's even more interesting. A study from Barber, Lee, Liu, and Odin, analyzing tens of thousands of traders, found something similar. Most traders underperform the market significantly, even when they have experience. So the question becomes, why? Why do so many intelligent people fail at trading? Well, it comes down to two forces, mathematics and psychology. The math problem nobody talks about. Let's start with the numbers, because this is where things get very interesting. Imagine you want to quit your job, and your monthly expenses look like this. Rent is $1,200, food is $400, transportation is $300, utilities and bills are $300, and other expenses are $300. That's $2,500 per month just to survive, which means you need at least $30,000 per year after taxes just to maintain your current lifestyle. Now here's the big question. How large must your trading account be to generate that income consistently? Let's assume something realistic. A good trader might average 5% per month. That's already very impressive. Professional hedge funds like Bridgewater Associates often average around 10 to 15% annually, not monthly. But let's be generous and assume you're an excellent trader, 5% per month. So if you need $2,500 monthly income, and that represents 5% of your account, then your account must be $50,000. Now here's where it gets tricky, because traders don't withdraw all their profits. They must keep money in the account to manage drawdowns. So realistically, the account may need to be closer to $70,000 to $100,000. Now look, most beginner traders start with $500 or $1,000 and expect to live off trading profits. The math simply doesn't support that idea, and this is why so many traders feel constant pressure. The psychological pressure of trading for survival. Here's the thing. When trading becomes your only source of income, something strange happens. Every trade suddenly feels like survival. If a trade loses money, you start thinking about rent, about bills, about food, and this emotional pressure completely changes your decision-making. Psychologists call this phenomenon loss aversion. Research by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky found that people feel the pain of losing money twice as strongly as the pleasure of gaining it, which means when your livelihood depends on trading, your brain becomes extremely sensitive to losses. And that often leads to closing winning trades too early, letting losing trades run too long, overtrading to recover losses, revenge trading. In other words, the pressure to make money actually makes you worse at trading.
Now here's something even deeper. When you quit your job to become a trader, your identity changes. Your sense of self becomes tied to your trading results. A losing week suddenly feels like personal failure. A losing month can feel like your entire career is collapsing. And this emotional attachment is dangerous. Legendary trader Mark Douglas once said something powerful. The market is an environment of unlimited uncertainty. In other words, no trader controls the outcome of any single trade. Yet many traders act as if they should. And when reality doesn't match expectation, frustration appears. The trader who did it right. Let me tell you about a trader named Paul. Paul worked a regular office job. He was fascinated by trading, but instead of quitting his job immediately, he did something smarter. For 2 years, Paul traded part-time. He woke up early, studied charts, practiced risk management, tracked every trade in a journal. During those 2 years, something interesting happened. Paul discovered his real trading statistics, his win rate, his average loss, his average profit, and, most importantly, his psychological weaknesses. Only after 2 years of consistency did Paul make the decision to transition into full-time trading, and by that time he already had a proven strategy, 6 months of savings, a trading account large enough to handle drawdowns. That's the difference between a calculated transition and an emotional decision. The 3 questions you must answer before quitting your job to trade. Every trader must answer 3 questions honestly. Question 1. Do you have a proven track record? Not one lucky month, not a few good trades, but at least 12 months of consistent results. Question 2. Do you have financial reserves? Most financial planners recommend having 6 to 12 months of living expenses saved before leaving a job. This reduces psychological pressure dramatically. Question 3. Is your trading strategy statistically proven? You should know things like win rate, average reward to risk ratio, maximum drawdown, because trading without data is just gambling. The smarter path most traders ignore. Now, here's what most people don't realize. The smartest way to become a full-time trader is not quitting your job first. It's building multiple layers of financial security. For example, income from a job, savings, a trading account, and possibly other investments. Think of it like a rocket launch. A rocket doesn't leave Earth using only one engine. It uses multiple boosters. Your financial life should work the same way. Each income source reduces pressure on the others. This is where it gets really interesting. Because the goal is not simply trading for income, the real goal is financial freedom. And financial freedom comes from assets, not just active work. Warren Buffett once said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Trading can be one asset, but it shouldn't be your only one. The smartest traders also invest in stocks, businesses, real estate, or digital income streams, because diversification protects your future. The profitable mindset shift. Here's the mindset shift that changes everything. Instead of asking, "How fast can I quit my job?" ask a better question. How can I build financial security while learning to trade? Because when you remove pressure, your performance improves dramatically. Your decisions become calm, strategic, disciplined, and ironically, that's when trading often becomes profitable. Look, trading can absolutely change your life. It offers freedom that very few careers can match. But the traders who succeed are not the most emotional. They are the most prepared. They respect risk, they understand probability, and they give themselves time to develop mastery. So if you're thinking about quitting your job to trade, don't rush the process. Build skill first, build capital second, and build psychological strength along the way. Because when those three elements align, trading becomes something incredible, not a gamble, but a profession. If this video changed the way you think about trading and financial freedom, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Because on this channel, we break down the real mindset and strategy behind building wealth. And remember this, the goal isn't escaping work. The goal is building a life where money works for you. And that journey begins with the right mindset. I'll see you in the next video.